Where can knowledge be found? Knowledge lives within you. It is the very essence of your spirituality. Knowledge represents the greater part of you that is bonded intrinsically with all life. It is within you, but only rarely will you be able to gain access to it on your own. In the greater community, the idea and practice of religion vary considerably, but the essence of religion is the same. The universal reality of this essence guarantees that spirituality will live and thrive regardless of the kind of religious beliefs, attitudes or practices that are carried on in any given culture. Knowledge lives within you. It is with you at this moment. It is a greater mind and a greater self within you. You cannot claim it as your own, for indeed you belong to it more than it belongs to you. Because you are separated from your greater self, it seems as if it is a remote entity, something distant, something you have to engage yourself with in a very careful way. Confusing this even further are the religious beliefs, attitudes and prior experiences which can make your return to knowledge far more difficult than it would be otherwise. There is so much to unlearn simply to be able to begin the journey towards knowledge. Here old attitudes, expectations, associations, goals, beliefs and so forth can only encumber you and bog you down. Knowledge is so close, but you cannot seem to find it because you are aimed in the wrong direction. You have ideas, assumptions and expectations that can never be in keeping with the reality of a greater life. Knowledge is found within you. However, what brings knowledge forth is meaningful engagement with others and meaningful participation in life. Knowledge does not come on demand. You may petition it and call for it, and if your request is sincere, then it will come very close to you. However, if you have not built the bridge to it, then no matter how close it comes, you may feel its presence and you may sense it is with you, but you will still be unable to respond to it directly. Here you will be likely to tamper with its communication, altering it to meet your expectations or to fit some kind of prescribed notion or belief. It is when you are meaningfully engaged with others, in relationship with them and in relationship with life, that there is the greatest possibility for knowledge to emerge within you. Knowledge, therefore, is something that is difficult to find. You cannot simply reach inside yourself and pull it out. You have to go deeper within your own mind to be able to respond to it and to be able to sense its presence. Knowledge has its own mind. It emerges when it feels the time is right, for it responds to knowledge in the universe and is intrinsically bonded and responsible to this. There is no personal knowledge, your knowledge and my knowledge. There can only be your interpretation and my interpretation, or your idea and my idea. Knowledge itself, however, is consistent with all life. It bonds all life and organizes all life into a meaningful set of engagements that can bring about greater and more positive rewards, benefits and contributions for the world and for the time in which you live. To prepare for knowledge, you will need certain fundamental things. You will need the correct curriculum. You will need the correct instruction. You will need the correct approach and attitude. And you will need the right companions. These are the conditions that. It is establishing the conditions for knowledge that enables knowledge to emerge within you. These conditions require the basic elements that we have mentioned, and yet these conditions enable knowledge to emerge in such a way that it can be directly experienced and discerned, and where there is the least possibility that its presence and message for you will be distorted or misunderstood can be quite specific to you. For example, at any given moment some people are ready for an instructor and some are not. Some people are ready to begin formal preparation while others must prepare to be ready for the preparation itself. Some are ready to have real companionship. Others are not. This readiness is determined by your capacity, by your development, and by your circumstances. If the circumstances are not right, if your understanding is not right, or if you cannot take on the responsibility that knowledge would bestow upon you, then the time cannot be now. Inevitably, however, you must have all of these elements in order to follow a way to knowledge, to prepare for knowledge, and to enable knowledge to emerge within you successfully. At the outset, people think that knowledge is small and that they are great. Even if they believe otherwise, this will still be their attitude as they approach it. Knowledge will seem distant and remote, even foreign to them. Even though knowledge has guided them at crucial moments in their lives and has saved them from many calamities already, They are unaware of its presence and beneficence, and must learn to re-experience these gradually. In the process of doing this, that which is incorrect, inappropriate or unnecessary can be recognized and set aside. Here people must give up their ideas of what knowledge is and enter the experience itself. Often these ideas are impediments to the experience and distort people's approach and understanding. The experience of knowledge, if it can continue and be developed, will explain everything to you, but this takes time and patient preparation. This is where the correct curriculum and the proper instruction become very essential. Preparing for knowledge is not an individual pursuit because its purpose is to reunite you in relationship with others, with yourself and with life. If you set out on your own, thinking that you will not need others and that you must depend completely on your own strength and initiative, you will not find knowledge, and you will not find the way to knowledge. Fundamentally, knowledge is the return to relationship. It is the path out of separation. It is entering a new experience of life and a new participation with life. Here you cannot take all of your former ideas with you, and you cannot even take all of your former relationships with you. You do not know how much knowledge will change your life. However, you must desire it sufficiently that you are willing to take this risk. You must have at least the beginning understanding that the closer you are to knowledge, the more certain, the more powerful and the more compassionate you will be. In other words, the more you will feel right within yourself. People live, however, without this sense of rightness for so long that they become inured to it, and they adapt themselves to living a life of inner compromise. Here even the idea of knowledge may seem very foreign to them, and the experience of knowledge may be very disturbing, not because the experience is disturbing, but because it seems to threaten so many things that are assumed, believed or established. Knowledge itself is entirely free of your creations. It is not hindered by your ideas and beliefs. The obstacles to knowledge simply prevent you from gaining access to it. They cannot color, control, dominate or thwart knowledge itself. However, they do prevent you from finding your way to knowledge. Knowledge can be found and must be found. And there is a way to knowledge for you. Part of your involvement in finding the way will be up to you, and part will be determined by others because you will need great assistance, and you will need the right preparation. Knowledge re-engages you in meaningful relationships. Therefore, these relationships must be possible for you. Here you cannot go off and live a solitary life, away from the world, without any contact with anyone else and believe that you can find the way to knowledge. The Creator has sent you into the world to participate meaningfully with others and to contribute to the world. Retreat from the world is only important at certain junctures and does not represent, in most cases, a way of life. This is because knowledge is not simply for you. The greater gifts that knowledge will give will be bestowed upon others through you. If your life is filled with relationships that do not represent this greater purpose and destiny, then it will be difficult for you to accept the preparation even if you find it. It will be difficult for you to accept the relationships that can really help you because they will seem to challenge and conflict with your current involvements. Here you must realize that there is only so much you can do for yourself and that there are things that you need. You need information. You need a method of study. You need people who are more advanced than you, and you need companions. Beyond this, you need others to teach you what not to do and to show you their mistakes and your own mistakes. Indeed, you need all of life to demonstrate both the presence of knowledge and the denial of knowledge. There will be so many opportunities for you if you can take advantage of life's great demonstration. Eventually, you will feel grateful for everything that happens, not because everything happens for your good, but because you are able to use everything for your good. You can do this without distorting the truth, without denying pain and suffering and without putting a happy face on a difficult world. You can do this because in the reclamation of knowledge things can become useful and serve a greater purpose even if within themselves they are not purposeful or beneficial. The man and woman of knowledge take what life has to offer and utilize it for a greater good. They do not distort life. They do not deny the realities or the different aspects of life. They do not call something that is bad good or something that is good bad. What is important is how useful it is in serving a greater purpose. As you mature as a student of knowledge, you will be able to gain this approach, and you will see how honest and effective it really is.